Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris will take the stage tonight in Salt Lake City for their only scheduled vice presidential debate. The two have already been arguing this week about installing a plexiglass barrier for the debate. Senator Harris's team says the barrier is needed since the vice president attended a Rose Garden ceremony that has been linked to several coronavirus cases. That includes President Trump and multiple staffers. Earlier this week, Pence's team said the barrier was unnecessary because he has repeatedly tested negative for the virus. But last night, Pence agreed to have it installed. And political experts believe tonight's vice presidential debate will focus on policy questions by focusing on topics like health care and the ongoing pandemic.
LEX 18's Claire Kopsby spoke to a Kentucky man who was part of two vice presidential debates at Centre College, and she has more on why he says debates are so important to our democracy in this Decision 2020 coverage.
Every election year, they seem to become more contentious.
Why would you answer that
because
question?
the question is,
radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen.
Last week's presidential debate was no exception.
I think what we saw last week was that, there was kind of a wholesale rejection of the rules of the game that had been negotiated and agreed to.
So why do we keep holding them?
The Commission on Presidential Debates really has an educational mission. That's to put the leading candidates on the stage so that they can present their visions for the future of our country.
Trollinger says he expects tonight's debate to be back on track to helping voters.
Tonight's debate is going to be much more in line with the debates that we have seen in the past. It's hard for me to, just given the personalities of the people who are going to be debating one another, I fully expect a different kind of debate, perhaps not as exciting in some ways, but much more substantive than we saw this past week.
He says that substance will undoubtedly include discussion for preparedness due to the president's recent trip to the hospital.
The readiness of this person to step in and be the leader of the free world, the leader of our country, because each of them would be serving along with a person who's a good deal older and might be more susceptible to a debilitating illness.
Just one of many topics that will likely be up for debate. In Lexington, Claire Kopsky, LEX 18 News.